Just a couple of things I want to point out right at the start. Just at the moment, you'll see there's a little red dot there, and I will explain what that little red dot is as we go through. But basically, it means we've got new information to go and see. Okay, so that's what that means. But just a little bit of a background about how Feeds was developed. Like we've got these beautiful announcements and notifications in Definitiv, which has been really helpful. But when I first started using Definitiv, it was about 3 years ago, and I was not the person who was nominated in this area here to receive the lodgement notifications. So something was wrong with an STP file I didn't know. And I also wasn't listed as a Beam lodgement person. It was actually one of the other senior leaders here, was that manager at the time. And what I found is as I went through, and whenever you're learning a new system, there's little things that are hidden from you. And what I noticed is I couldn't easily identify if I had any feedback from the ATO, just because I wasn't that nominated person, but I was responsible for the processing of the payroll. So it's something that, I talked to Sarah about a couple of times, and when we first got Eva, we thought, well, maybe our feeds can help us. So some of you will be familiar, like when you're looking for feedback, at the moment we have to come into the payroll and come in and actually see that we've got a lodgement issue. Now, bear in mind, this is test data, so it doesn't quite look as a normal payroll error reporting, but it's giving you the idea of what we're doing. So it has been partially successful, and it hasn't stopped the lodgement, but it's just letting you know that you do have an error and you should go and fix it. So how I was doing that before was coming up into reporting, and then I would come down into my company reporting, and I would come down into my STP, and I would go through and find which ones had the status of partially, which is over here, and I would do a filter on them. And I started doing this about once every 2 or 3 months just to make sure that I hadn't missed anything, because as I say, I couldn't see those notifications, and unfortunately the senior leader that was responsible for it just assumed that I would have picked it up. So I built this into my everyday practice to go and have a look. The other thing was when I was doing the super, I put a little diary note in at the after about 2 weeks to come in and actually look for fund feedback. And this one, it at least tells you on the screen that you have had an issue. So that one wasn't as hard, but you still have to go and look for it. So what came to light was we thought, well, how could we maybe use our announcements or notifications a little bit better? And then Evo came along, and we decided we would put it into feeds. So I'll just take you in now and show you. So we do have a little red dot there, which is highlighting there's something new for us in our feed. So when I come into feeds, it's telling me at the moment I've got a couple. I've got Definitiv items that I need to look at. I've got something in applause and also collaborate. But this is the bit that I find really exciting, and Sarah's done a fantastic job. So this is telling me that I've got a partial successful ATO lodgement in payroll number 214. What she's built is a click of a button that will take me in and open the actual pay event that has the issue. And from there, I can come in and find the error and then go and fix it. So the feeds she has created are, she uses a word called a deep link, which sounds scary. But anyway, for me, it's just a quick click through. And the same here for your superannuation. So it takes you straight in, and then you can actually see what's happening here. So I find it really quite dynamic, but I will just show you a couple other things. They're the two that Sarah's got built in right now, but it's actually saying in August, and it's actually probably coming next week actually, so we're probably a week behind on this. These are some of the other things that are coming. So we've got employee has been auto clocked off, so that will be coming through, which was another great feature for us that we can actually have pop up in our feed. And this one here as well doesn't happen as often anymore, but you still can get it where you've got an employee that has a TFN that has expired because they didn't give it to you when they were first hired, and you used the 111 numbers, for instance. So that's actually what's coming. And this area is really important for all of you. Once you start using Evo and you get into it and you get an understanding of it, your feedback is really important. And we actually are the ones processing payroll. The programmers have an idea of how we use it, but when you're doing the day-to-day, you might come up with workarounds and little tricks and things to help you. If you wanted to share those with us as you go on the journey, that will be really good because it will help us build this product out. So also under our feeds area, anytime that I update something in Collaborate, it also comes through. And we did demo this a little while ago. You can go straight to the site or to the document. So anytime someone in the team shares something with you, it will be there for you. And I just used Applause this morning just to give you an idea of how it works. So again, someone I have, because you'll see here, I've got different personas. I'm actually Jessica at the moment. So here you can see that I've actually created a shout for Jessica, and I can click on that and it will open up and just give Jessica a little bit of feedback. And I just thanked her for doing a great job on a new workflow that she put in place. So this is, Applause is one of those things where it's a little quiet background module, but it actually has a lot of power for your employees and motivation. So I just thought I'd show that one for you really quickly.